Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Mainly Celtics podcast. We have me and Emery here today. Um, Pretty good week overall. I think obviously we left off last week right before the Pacers game, which we thought was going to be the easiest game of the week,
Yeah.
and we didn't. What was it? O'Shea Brissett, that's his name, right?
Yeah, career day. Seems like it always happens like that.
He just decided that he wasn't going to miss from three. So that was kind of surprising.
It was.
Then obviously we had Atlanta and then the Grizzlies. Those are two teams that are obviously teams fighting. I mean, the Grizzlies aren't fighting for a playoff spot. They're fighting for positioning right now, but they've been a team that have been very surprising and very good all year. But the Hawks, despite being one of the best offenses in the NBA, I think they're like 9th or 10th right now in the standings.
Yeah, I think they're sitting at the 10th spot, and who is it? Toronto and Brooklyn are creating some space between them in that 7, 8, 9 spot too.
Yeah, I mean the East is tough this year for
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that'd be it. Yeah, the Hawks are gonna be an interesting one. A one-game scenario, like they have the guys that can go off, and like those playing games, like they really could catch a team. Like I think Toronto and Brooklyn are both clearly better, but if they're one of those teams, they couldn't easily knock one of those teams out as well. What else was I gonna say? So did you have any thoughts about the Pacers game? Al Horford didn't play in this one. So
Yeah, that it was a built-in rest day, like you were talking about. I mean, we sort of saw the 3-point shooting go back to the previous, like the 2021 shooting team. Jason Tatum 2 for 12, Marcus Smart 1 for 7. If those shots go down, it's a different ball game. And if O'Shea Brissett doesn't have a career day, 34 minutes, 9 for 14, 6 from 9 for 3, 6 rebounds, 27 points.
I think it is crazy. Like obviously we're in the top defenses, but it seems like just with Al and I think Al, Rob, and Marcus are the three most important defensively. Like if we want to be able to have that unit, but even like Marcus, I feel like you can replace a lot of what he does with Derek White. But I think that combo of Al and Rob as their bigs just makes such a difference defensively. We kind of saw that in this game where the defense wasn't quite up to par like we thought it had been, or had been for the previous couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, like I'm glad that these losses aren't ones where we're getting like super pissed about, because it really, like, obviously you want to win those games against a team that's not very good. We should win those games.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, we went 2 for 3 on the week, and we've been playing really good basketball. So you're going to take like a little hiccup every once in a while, even if it's against a bad team. I'd rather them win against the good teams.
And give Al those built-in days off for him to play against those good teams.
Yeah, and like we've talked about it, like it's going to be important down the stretch to make sure Al's like able to be at 100% come playoff time and building those rest days, because he's in the games he is playing. Like he's playing a lot. Like I think the game before that he was playing 37 minutes, and he's been getting up there to the middle and upper 30s. So you want to try and limit him as much as possible and try and keep him fresh.
Yeah, those old knees won't take it too much longer.
Wow, yeah. And then we had
the Hawks game.
Yeah, we had the Hawks game. The Hawks game, it was pretty early. It was like, how long was into the first quarter? You remember when Jaylen Brown got injured?
It was within like the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all. And then immediately after that, like the Celtics looked like, maybe not immediately after that, but soon after, the Celtics looked like a completely different team in like a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they just looked like they were kind of lost with like losing Jaylen. They were kind of trying to figure out how to make the offense work. And a lot of those minutes without Tatum really hurt. But eventually we were able to we mounted a huge, not a huge comeback, but just like the second half.
Great defensive third quarter.
Yeah. And a lot of that, I don't know, they slid Aaron Nesmith in, who he obviously didn't have too much time to shine because he got injured in the following game. But just sliding them in there, they were able to make that adjustment. They really clamped up, and it's one of those things, like we've been saying, like credit to all the guys, credit to Ime. Those are games they were not winning a few months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Hawks game, Tatum, Tatum played pretty well pretty much throughout.
I
Trae
mean,
Young got injured early but stayed in, but he didn't look that great, I don't think, throughout the game. He looked a little bit hobbled. He played fine, I think, for the most part, but he's
yeah, I
still
mean, he had 31 points, 12 for 25.
yeah.
But I mean, at the half, it was 65-51, down 14 without Jaylen Brown, and then to go and hold the Hawks to 13 points in the third quarter is just a testament to like exactly what you just said. These guys gutting it out, playing good defense, moving the ball, and credit to Ime at half. Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's a testament to the changes that this team has made, and I think that's I think it's a complete effort. I mean, Ime is a huge part of it. I think he's stepped up and figured something out. But yeah, that this was an exciting game to watch.
Yeah. I mean, it was really good, and, there's a lot of questions we could have had. Like we said, I think this is the number 2 defense. They did have John Collins out. I knew they had someone out that was important.
Yeah,
Which obviously makes a big difference, but still the number 2 offense, or at least that they were, like, coming into this week in
yeah,
the entire NBA, and we were able to just completely, like, stonewall them in the third quarter and pretty much the entire second half, that's huge, and without one of our key players, like, obviously Jaylen Brown, like, he's no slouch defensively, like, it still hurts to lose a guy like that on the defensive side, especially on the offensive side, but even on the defensive side, just being able to replace him, um, with Neesmith was important, Neesmith played well enough defensively.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's too bad we couldn't see more of a run from Neesmith. He didn't really shoot I don't think he scored a point this game, did he?
He did not. I think he shot rather poorly.
Yeah, 0 for 5 from the field. Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah,
Um, but it's okay. We'll take it. He's just gonna bring some energy, bring some
yeah,
excitement.
yeah,
Then we had the Grizzlies game, which was I feel like it was kind of just a weird game for the most part.
yeah.
Um,
Al's best game of the season.
yeah, for sure. Al was a monster.
Yeah,
Which is something we haven't seen all year, so that was kind of weird about it.
absolutely.
The Grizzlies offense really struggled despite Ja Morant, just like Ja Morant was balling out.
Yeah,
Um, Tatum finished with what looked like a really good stat line, but for pretty much like the first at least 2.5 quarters, thinking maybe even 3 quarters, like he really wasn't doing a whole lot. He was playing poorly, but the Celtics pretty much just maintained a lead throughout, and then Tatum kind of popped off to end the game.
yeah. What, he had 21 in the fourth.
Yeah, like he was not shooting the ball well, and we were still able to win. We were getting contributions. I think Smart had a pretty good game, at least in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he shot 7 for 17, 4 for 9 from three.
Yeah. So we get contributions out of guys, and that's been a big key. Like a lot of teams, I've heard a lot of talk about okay, well the Celtics are looking like they might be a contender, but outside of like Jaylen Brown or those in times where Jaylen Brown and Tatum both aren't on the court, like if you only have one of them on the court and you're really keying in on like who's going to be those secondary scorers, and they're able to find some offense, just kind of like you said with Al, Marcus was able to contribute. Rob had quite a few lobs and dunks this game. He had a pretty big impact. He finished with 10 points.
10 points, 12 rebounds on 5 of 6.
Yeah, so we were just able to find contributions all around, and then Tatum, when we needed someone to just kind of put it away, Tatum was there to put it away.
Yeah, and that's sort of the tendency, right? Over the last 3 or so years, it's been Tatum turns it on in the finale of the season. In the last 2 months.
Yeah, All-Star break time. Usually,
yeah, after the All-Star break, Jason Tatum really turns it on, and it's good to see that he's sort of figuring out the ways to attack these teams, ways to put them away, things like that, and it should bode well for the future.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, Tatum's evolving as a player too. A lot of times, we see that becomes ISO heavy, and sometimes that's not the most effective thing in the world for him to be doing. But he's still been able to be a creator down the stretch and be very effective and be able to close out games, especially in the two second halves that Jaylen Brown was out for. You really need a guy like Jason Tatum to step up, and he stepped up both games when it mattered the most, like when it came down to it down the stretch, he stepped up. And then like tipping off like right this second is we're gonna have the Nets and the Celtics.
Yeah.
Do you have any bold predictions for this game?
I'm trying to think. I hadn't thought about it, but
I don't know. I feel like I don't know what the record is. I would like to see. I could probably look it up on StatMuse right now.
what are you looking for?
I just want to see like what the Celtics record is when Kevin Durant plays. Like what the Celtics record is. Yeah, versus Kevin, like since Kevin Durant's become a net, what's the record? Because it feels like they've obviously killed him in the last couple games that he hasn't been in, but it feels like every time he's playing or like he and Kyrie have been playing, it seems like they've absolutely throttled the Celtics. So
But
I believe the Nets have everyone.
Oh, and Kyrie's playing, yeah.
Kyrie's Ben Simmons is not though.
No.
So no Ben Simmons, but we do get Kyrie and KD. Jaylen Brown's back though, which will be obviously a huge addition. Hopefully he's back to 100%. That looked really scary when it happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad that wasn't something more serious. I heard someone kind of talking about it and it looked like it was like someone thought it was going to be like one of those season-ending injuries, and that was really scary because I actually like missed it. I turned on the game like right after it had happened, so I didn't watch it. The way people were reacting to it, they're like, "Yeah, I mean that might be like a torn something that might just or broken something like that might be something that could keep him out for a while."
But no, it was a wonderful surprise to get that notification this morning that Jaylen was playing tonight. Kevin Durant is 33 points from 25,000. So my bold prediction is he'll score 34 today.
I don't think he's gonna be able to get that.
All right, you got your Wordle.
I have my Poeltl. So if you're not familiar, so he's only 11-9 in his career against the Celtics, which is kind of surprising. That's 20 games. So I'm assuming most of them have been the last couple of years, but I haven't done the Celtics one. So figure we mixed it up today. Figure we not talk about. We also want to be able to make sure we're watching the game.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. So we could mix it up today with a Poeltl. So I'll share the screen with you, and me and you, Emery, can guess. So the purpose of this is we are going to be guessing NBA players.
Right.
And it's going to tell you like helpful hints.
Okay.
So like we'll start with a player. So you see the screen right now?
I do.
Okay. So you can guess any player in the NBA. So who I like to always go with someone that's like around 6'7", 6'8", because it'll tell you whether or not shorter, taller, older, or younger. Do the number. It'll do like Western, Eastern Conference, division, all that stuff. So okay. I'll let you start with a guess.
With a guess?
Yeah, we can, and we'll work through it from there. Just start with a random guess to start.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, so we'll go Donovan Mitchell. That's not bad. He's kind of short, but that's not bad. At least he's like fairly young. Okay, he's 6'1". I thought he was a little bit taller than that. So someone that's older. He's not a guard. He plays in the Eastern Conference. So Eastern Conference, let's think forward who's kind of older. And his number is less than 45. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is not a great one to pick. I forget his number's 45. That just doesn't really help. I feel like most people. So an older forward or center?
Forward or center in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah.
Gallinari.
Gallinari, okay. We're going Danilo Gallinari. Wow! Did
Hell
you cheat?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Hey, that's my first one.
First one. You swear you weren't doing that?
I swear to God, I've never played this game in my life.
That's crazy. That was such a lucky guess. I can't believe that.
That was not a lucky guess. It was me using my superior brain.
Well, I thought that was going to take a little bit longer than that. That really was something. Yeah, so I guess you're just made for this game. Danilo Gallinari.
Share it, and it'll be our inaugural Poeltl.
Yeah, I'll share it on Twitter right this second.
Absolutely.
So any other? Oh, we have an addition. I've almost forgot to talk about it. Nik Stauskas.
Oh
He
yeah,
got signed to a Nicky Sticks.
yeah. I'm excited.
I believe in his 2 previous games in the G League before he got signed, I think he scored 100 points in 2 games. Like he had like 53 and 47 or 57 and 43, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's been balling out in the G League, which is good to see. He's at least going to be a decent shooter. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. We may see him a little bit because we're so thin on the wing right now. Because I don't know if Neesmith's back yet.
Naismith won't be back
Yeah,
for a minute. Yeah.
no. So I didn't think so. So I mean, we're gonna be pretty thin at the wingish position, and especially if God forbid someone else goes down. Okay, well it's not sharing right now, so we'll do it afterwards.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, no. So Nicky Sticks, I can't think of anything else. I had a couple other. We got Nicky Sticks. Do we have any other signings? But he should be.
Oh,
I don't think it's a bad addition.
They re-upped Malik Fitz and what's his name? They did a second 10-day contract after it ran out yesterday.
Yep. So Keelan Martin and Malik Fitz got their second 10 days.
Yeah.
We also got. I believe we signed Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Not the football player, but Matt. I believe he got signed to a 2-way deal because it said Maine and Boston. So I think he was our second 2-way, along with Broderick Thomas, because we converted Sam Hauser's contract. So I mean, we're just trying to get a lot of shooting, I think, at this point, and just hope that one of the shooters can maybe occasionally crack the rotation and provide some spacing for the Jays and the others. I think that's what it seems like we're trying to do right now. Just trying to find wings that at least have somewhat decent size, so at least somewhat. Even if they're not really like great defenders, just big enough so they're switchable and guys that can shoot the 3 ball. But no, do you have anything else with a short episode today? I'm gonna go take a nap after this.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'll finish watching the Celtics game, then I'll take my nap. But
right.
hopefully I can squeeze one in.
Nothing sports related. I bought a car this week.
Nice. I did have MLB still nothing. I mean, they canceled the first round of games or the first series. Is that it so far?
So far, yeah.
Pretty sure they're nowhere close on negotiations, so I don't think that will be anything that's gonna be resolved anytime soon. So look forward to an 100-game regular season for baseball this year.
2 in 3 years, which is lovely.
Yeah, it's wonderful that this keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Batman last night.
I think I'm going Monday or Tuesday. How was it?
It was good. It's long. It's like 3 hours.
Right.
So you meant to prepare yourself for that. It's a lot of there's a lot of like ambiguity. Like a lot of it's like kind of open ended and set stuff up for laters, but like it also doesn't feel like it's just like a lazy kind of just like leaving everything open. Like they do have some like closure to the actual movie, but at the same time, like they kind of hit on points as it goes, and you're not really sure how to take it, and it feels like it can be taken multiple different ways. And I feel like they did a pretty good job like world building for like future Batman movies. Like he's not a very good, like Pattinson is great, but like the actual Batman, the character right now, he's like not how you typically envision Batman. Like he's not the best right now at being Batman because he's still, and they'll talk about this pretty early on. Like this is only his second year being being Batman.
Okay.
So he's still pretty new to the game. He's almost like he's just basically like a detective that just punches people in the face.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was good. No, I enjoyed it. Like I said,
I'm excited. I think a couple of people from work are gonna go early next week.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed that.
Did you watch it in Portland?
I did.
Did you do it at like an IMAX theater?
No, I just went to the flagship cinemas.
Okay. I think we were gonna do IMAX. Yeah,
IMAX would be better, but I wasn't gonna mess around for tickets there. Zoe Kravitz is in it. She plays Catwoman.
Yeah, all the episodes or the things that I've seen, she's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz, gotta love that. But no, it's a solid movie. Like it's long, which is tough. Everyone to do a super long movie, but like it's worth it, I think.
Oh,
I
yeah.
probably,
Okay.
I
Cool.
probably
Cool.
give it like 9 out of 10 stars, like a little bit below that. I think I gave it an 88 when I was like ranking it along with other things. So it's definitely up there. Very good movie.
Yeah, 88's not bad.
No, I enjoyed it a lot, but I can see why people might not like it just because of the length, and it is kind of a lot to take in.
Right.
There's a lot of kind of parts that maybe they don't very clearly explain, but overall, like, I think it was very good. I like the soundtrack too. They use quite a bit of Nirvana. Uh,
Nice. Little grungy sound.
yeah, and Pattinson's like he's a very grungy Batman, like a very grungy Bruce Wayne, where he's kind of like dark, and I do enjoy that out of my Batman, like a little dark and
Nice.
twisted. But yeah, so overall, I think you'll enjoy it. It should be good.
Awesome. Good. Good. All right. Well, we're tipping off right now.
Okay, so I'll end it right now, and let's see a CSW.
Absolutely. We'll reconvene on Sunday.
Okay, peace.
See ya.